G'day guys, back again, and yesterday the LEDs arrived, so this is what we're putting on the site. They're not very big, no idea what the brightness is going to be like yet. Metal construction, and they look pretty well made. 3 lines in, 2 positives and a negative, and we've got what, 6 white LEDs and 12 orange LEDs on each one. Now we're just going to mount those on the side, and I'll start by doing the wiring, so let's get on with that. So the first thing I need to do this morning is get the switches mounted. Let's take those out of there where they've been sitting. Now the next thing is to wire those up. Okay, so what I'm doing initially is just setting up the cables that I'm going to need. This is going to be the negative wire to the common bar. Then in between that we're going to have the positive going from the fuse box to the switch, and we join these 2 ends here to the switch, and that will be the first cable ready to go. And we repeat that again for the second cable. Okay, so before wiring it all up properly, so we'll make sure that the wires are all in the right spots. So we've got down as orange, up as white, and that looks like it's going to be pretty bright. And of course middle is off. Okay, that seems good. Okay, the shrink wrap goes on. Little push on lug. And crimp it down hard. Not the easiest thing to do outside, I guess. So that's that positive wire to the fuse box, second positive wire for the other switch. The centre position is for the line coming in for the fuse box, and then you've got the 2 positives heading out to the 2 different sides of each light. So very simple to wire up. Once you understand that your negative goes straight to the light, your positive comes to your switching, and all you're doing is turning your positive line on and off. So it's very straightforward for anybody who's a little bit unsure of 12 volt wiring. Switching, you can do your switching through your negative side if you want to, it's up to you. I've always done it through the positive side. Technically the current runs from negative to positive, but for whatever reason I've always put my switches on positive, and I've never had a problem with that. And an auto electrician would probably have a fit looking at my wiring, but it generally works without any hassles. Okay, that's the switch box wired up. The wires back down, put the top on, click it into place, and just while we're doing all the wiring we leave the positives off for now, and then we'll tidy all this up a little bit later. So now I just need to run this wiring up to this side over here. I'll just measure out the line I want for here and clip it off. Then it's just a matter of attaching the light to the side of the trailer, and what I'm doing with that is I'm putting rivets in from the back. It's impossible to get bolts or anything down there. I can't use screws, I can't use metal screws, so it's just being riveted through the back, and hopefully that'll do the job. Now I've just got to find a way of securing that wiring to the side there and neaten it up. That runs across the top behind that light, down this side into the switch box here, Down is for white light, and up is for orange light. G'day guys, back again. Last bit of work to do today, hopefully. We've got that wiring on the side there to tidy up, and also over on the other side. Ooh, let me just loosen that up a little bit. And also up there on the other side. It just needs a bit of a tidy up. Then it's a matter of having a look at how we're going to put this on. This is the wheel carrier. It's definitely going to go on the back door, so I need to work out how that's all going to go together. It's galvanised, same as the trailer, so should be good. Looks fairly sturdy. So the main thing is to get it attached to the back door in a way that's not going to damage the door, and that's going to be the interesting part, I guess. Now the idea of the wheel carrier, I think, is to use this bar down here as the support, and have it on the outside, but have it so that have it on the outside, but have this bar here come across in here somewhere. Would have to be near the top, I guess, so it doesn't slip down. Hopefully that will do the job. So that's about the position I think it's going to go, and sit up there. That should be plenty of clearance for the wheel, hopefully. And use that bar as a support. Now the interesting thing is there's no locking nut on these, so I would have thought a locking nut on here would have been fairly essential, but they've only got that, which is a bit odd. So I think I'll probably have to find a locking nut to go on that, just to keep those in place so you can slide the wheel on, because as you slide the wheel on, of course those bolts are going to want to fall back through there. So a little bit of a deficiency in the gear they give you with these. So I'm hoping that is going to be strong enough to hold the wheel on. It's something I'm going to have to keep an eye on, especially when we've gone down our first few corrugated gravel roads, and just make sure that it's all behaving the way it should. Would be nice to get a couple of blocks of metal in behind there as well. I'll have a look at doing something with that later on, just to stop that bar from bowing over too much. Okay, I think it's going to be pretty solid actually. It feels pretty good on there. Obviously, yes, I will have to keep an eye on it for a while just to make sure that everything's working properly, but that'll just help add a bit of weight to the back of the trailer now, and somewhere to put the spare wheel, which we hadn't had before. I probably will get those bolts holding the wheel tack welded on the back just to make it easier to do them up, but for now that's pretty well it. I've got some siliconing to do on the top. I need to just run a bead along the top of each awning, and I need to run a bead along the top of each light, but I'm guessing you don't really need to see that. It's not going to be that exciting. So this is the build more or less complete. Now we have one more thing to come in, and that's the hot water system. So there will be at least one more video when that comes through, and once that's all done, obviously we'll do a video for YouTube out when we're using it on our first trip, which we hope won't be too long away now. Getting very tired of this horrible weather, but again, thanks for watching, and thank you very much for your support. Really do appreciate it. It makes quite a difference to get a bit of direct financial support and not have to rely quite so much on the advertising. So we'll see you when the water system arrives. Cheers for now. See ya.